Kodomodachi, referred to from this point as Kodo, is a Friday Night Funkin mod YouTuber known and famed for their made outfit Friday Night Funkin characters, which is the worst thing I've ever said on this channel, and by far this is probably going to be the most weird person I've ever discussed. But with that being said, before I begin, if you're new to the channel or haven't already for some reason, if so, I'm really upset and personally offended, and I'm gonna cry. Please do go subscribe. If you subscribe, it means that this channel grows, you support me, and you help me on my goal to 25k within the next 2 months. We're currently around 3,000 away, which is insane, given I was under 20k last week, so thank you all for the recent support. It's been crazy to see a video I made just to get stuff off of my chest do so well that it's now going to end up likely the most viewed video on my channel. That support has been insane, and I highly appreciate every single one of you who's been here to support me while I've been making this content. Also, I have a Twitter and other social media down below. The sprites you're seeing in this video are Toby's, so go check them out, and also check out the artist who did the bass for this video. Okay, I think that's everything. I think I've got everything I needed to say done, and with that being said, let's get right into it. So, Kodo recently got exposed for dating a 13-year-old at 18. Now, the time they dated is believed to only be around a day, which isn't that long. However, there's still a lot of things that are seriously wrong with this whole situation, and as such, I decided I would go through and point out many of the issues I hold with Kodo, and why Kodo should not just be forgiven, or this shouldn't be slid under the rug. So, as a little recap, it recently came out that Kodomodachi was dating a 13-year-old at 18. Now, this relationship apparently only went on for around a few hours to possibly a day. However, that's not the actual issue. The issue isn't about the time they were dating, because that's not what people really care about. The issue is the fact that there's the possibility for Kodo to date another minor, and there is no Cosmodor excuse of just, oh no, I won't do it again, because Cosmodor showed they would do it again. The problem is that Kodo did not realize the problem with dating a minor. They actually said, so what, when called out for dating a 13-year-old at 18. Later on, they claimed that they just figured out what was wrong with it, but no, you're 18, you are an adult, you understand exactly what is wrong with dating a kid, especially someone that is 4 to 5 years younger than you. You know the issue there. You can't pretend that you just figured it out of nowhere. Oh my god, guys, I just realized that doing a bad thing is wrong. I just realized that there's a huge difference between a child and an adult, and that a child does not comprehend things the same way as an adult does, and could very easily be taken advantage of by an adult. It's really a problem that Kodo sees no issue with this, or saw no issue with this as they claim to have learned, though I'm guessing that's probably an excuse to get out of getting any backlash for this incredibly disgusting behaviour. But let's go over just a few of the things they've said and point out exactly why every single excuse they've made, every single response they've made in the many community posts that half of them they deleted because they just couldn't stand their own words for some reason, which really should tell you how bad those community posts were, with them excusing their behaviour, making a bunch of, oh, well maybe guys, maybe it's not that bad, you know, it's not technically illegal, but on not technically illegal, they highlight the age of consent and how it's 18, and as such, they should probably recognize right there, in a relationship with someone, it's likely that something illicit is going to happen. You can't tell me that you're attracted to minors, but you don't feel like anything wrong could happen in that relationship in any way. An attraction to minors is only going to evolve into a problem, especially when you're dating a minor, who can be very easily manipulated and taken advantage of, as Kodo mentions that they likely have a traumatizing past. This person could very easily be taken advantage of. But on this message where they say the age of consent is 18, they say that it's not technically illegal to date a minor as long as they're not doing anything illicit with them, which, while technically true, I believe, isn't the problem. The problem is that you're still in a relationship with a minor, you're still attracted to minors, and just because it's illegal doesn't mean you won't do something. They claim that because they're demisexual or asexual, it also means they won't do anything. But to be completely honest, I don't actually believe them there. With the type of content they produce, and the way that they're attracted to a minor, I'd rather take the safe bet and hedge my conclusions on them not dating the minor under any circumstances, because all that does is create a bundle of worms that's likely gonna at some point get smushed with a huge problem. I have no idea what that analogy was, but I hope you liked it. They also say at this point that in the event that they stopped dating the minor, which would be the good ending, the good conclusion, the conclusion everybody wants, the conclusion where they don't date a child, someone 4 to 5 years younger than them, they say in that conclusion, they would still try to remain friends with this child, and that they want to be like a parent or big sister to them, but I don't think they realize the fact that you can be a parent or big sister to someone, or a de facto parent or big sister to someone, without dating them. You do not have to date a kid to teach them right from wrong and look after them. That should go without saying. And no, you shouldn't retain a friendship with this person, especially considering you've already tried to date them and had a relationship with this child. That causes so many problems, and it causes the possibility for you to then regain an attraction to them and continue to manipulate them. You should get yourself as far away from this minor as possible, and you should check yourself into therapy to get yourself help so that you don't do anything like this again. Anyone with the possibility to date a child should be in therapy, should be getting help, should be getting the proper needed resources so that they can look after themselves and set themselves straight, because being attracted to kids isn't a good thing. It shouldn't it shouldn't go ignored by anyone. That shouldn't just be something you pass off like, oh, I'm just dating a 13-year-old at 18. It's not that bad. It's not technically illegal, so it's not a problem. No. It's so clear to everyone exactly what would happen in this relationship. So there's a certain word that I can't say for the sake of this video not getting completely destroyed in the algorithm, beginning with GR, where you can manipulate a child and try to raise them in a way that will allow them to basically lower their barriers and do exactly what you want for them. It's a really serious thing, and there's an obvious reason why adults shouldn't date kids. It shouldn't go without saying, and I shouldn't have to, every time I make one of these videos, spell out to everyone why it's wrong to date a child. That should be, like, the most unspoken rule ever. But later on, they even recognize exactly what they could have done to this child in a community post, which should highlight to them every single thing wrong with this situation. But how would they just happen to learn this now and not know this before? I simply don't buy it. I don't buy the conclusion that they just made a mistake by dating a kid. This seems like the same excuse someone like Cosmodor would use. And as we all know, Cosmodor has now admitted to way more. And I don't think that that should go without saying. Someone likely to do it once is likely to do it twice. Someone attracted to kids isn't just gonna stop being attracted to kids when they find out it's against the law. But even more sickening, at the end of this community post, they claim that they just confused this relationship with the relationship of a brother and sister. No, you didn't. Nobody accidentally dates a child. Nobody dates a child thinking they're going to be a big brother or big sister. And nobody, under any category, ever confuses dating a child with being a big sister to them. You can't give me that excuse. You can't pretend that that's just what you thought this was, because it's so obvious that that isn't what you confused this for. You wanted to date a child, you started dating a child, you got called out for it, you tried to excuse it by saying that it was not against the law, and when people continued to call you out on actions that would be against the law in that relationship, you, instead of admitting to what you did, getting yourself proper help, and looking into therapy, excused it by saying that you just messed up the relationship with a big brother, big sister thingy. No, you didn't. They also end this community post by saying that everyone involved, them and the minor, are to be blamed. And that they're all surviving this psychological chaos together. No! You're the only one that's done any wrong. Not the minor, not anyone else. You are the problem. You are the person who should be getting help for your crimes. Personally, I think Kodomodachi should take a very long break from Twitter and YouTube and every other social media. I can already tell they've deactivated their Twitter account, so I'm hoping that they just stay away from the channel, stay away from every other social media, and get themselves the help they actually need. They should check themselves in to see a therapist, and they should look into getting themselves actual help to figure out what's wrong with them, because anyone that could possibly date a child is someone that needs to get checked for their mental health. Because something's going wrong in your head if you could somehow justify dating a child. However, in my personal viewpoint, I don't think they will get any help. from what I can tell, they intend to just take a little break from social media and then return like nothing happened, which doesn't solve the problem, doesn't stop any of this from ever happening again, and doesn't under any scenario resolve the issue. The issue is that Kodo somehow found a way to justify dating a kid, and that needs to be looked into, and they need to get proper help. I'm not going to say they should be jailed, because although what they did is completely wrong, they didn't actually do anything illicit with the minor, and they are no longer dating the minor as far as I can tell, which means that, for now, I think that the minor's safe, no other minor should get hurt for a little bit, and I think that they could be educated and get proper help to stop themselves from doing this again. But that's where I'll end this video. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as I make videos every single day on various different topics. You can also check out my Kodomodachi video where I go in depth on that situation. I think it's a very informative one as well, and it's a very good watch, which is why 40,000 people have seen it, which blows my mind. Thank you for that support. I hope that you enjoyed this video, or it was informative in some kind of way, and if it was, make sure to subscribe so that you see me again, or so that you don't just miss out on another video by clicking the notification button. You can also check out my other social media, linked in the description below, and you can check out my Patreon and Ko-fi to support me financially. That support means a lot, and with all of that out of the way, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Says she wanna rock with it like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with it like me. We can catch a fly. Says she wanna rock with it like me.